Hello, welcome to the Stream Release Podcast. I'm your host, Dewey Bear, and joining me today, as always, is the cold, the heartless, ice cream, Roadie Pie.
Hello! Hello!
Savage, hello! And joining us, she's back, Happy Kitty.
Hi!
Happy
Yay.
__ Kitty. So we gotta add an extra pause. Welcome back. Happy Kitty's hopefully gonna be able to join us for because next week we have a special event, but I guess I won't get ahead of myself. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. Why not? But so in the meantime, we're done with introductions, so on to what have y'all been playing this week? And I feel like all three of us might have similar answers.
Well, considering something did drop on the 3rd. So...
Oh yeah, just you know, just this little game people might have heard of.
Who wants to go first?
I'll do it. I've been on
Okay.
Final Fantasy XIV. Welcome
Yay.
to Endwalkers.
So how are you finding it?
I'm finding it a lot of fun. But with all new access and stuff that comes out, queues are a little arduous. It seems to be getting better, but then it'll be open to everybody on the 7th when it will become horrible once again. But I'm having a lot of fun. The bit of story that I have uncovered is interesting, and I look forward to seeing how they end this series for Hydaelyn and Zodiark, because this is the final content for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to just, you know, that whole process coming to a close. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. Right, Rhodey, what about you?
So I played a few things because although I'm in Final Fantasy XIV, I wanted to play a few other indie titles as well. But I will say, I'm making that money on Final Fantasy XIV, crafting as always. I have done some of the MSQ, and yeah, I've done the Charlie a bit. It's a bit slow. It's a bit like a courtroom drama. It gets it, and it's like, yay, yeah. So and now I'm on the what was it? It's the other side. What's
yeah?
Sorry,
Thavnair.
Yeah, Fafnir, and it's like, okay, yeah. It's like obviously I do need to get further into it, but these bits are just like, it's yeah, it's
It
a bit
starts
slow
out very
going.
chill.
Yeah, it's a bit slow going, but not in a nice way. Not in a nice like chill way. Just a chill way. It's just like, oh god, come on, give me something. Give me something to get excited about in between these
don't
bits.
don't worry, you'll get there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you'll get there, but in the meantime, all these other bits, I feel like there should be a little bit more interest going on. I don't think it's
I think
paced so well.
I think what it is it's from what I've been seeing anyway, it's kind of like the calm before the storm.
Okay.
It is a very long calm, because even I was like,
yeah,
nothing's happened, and then something happened finally. But yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I'm sure for some people it's like, yeah, that's fine, but for me it's like, no, you really do need something, even a little something, to hold you over until like the big something happens, and it's like, you know, come on, guys. They considering how good writers they are, especially with the last expansion, I was expecting a little bit more with this like first bit, you know, but. Oh well, I'm sure we'll get there. So what I played and completed Behind the Frame, the finest scenery, I should say. It's interesting little indie game. We had spoken about it before when it first came out. It is very short, like played like 70 minutes and completed it. The puzzles are very easy. Some of them can be a little bit fiddly, slightly fiddly. Like one of them I had to like spell something backwards, and an A, which is, you know, it's you can do it either, it's fine, it's the same either way. It wouldn't accept it. It would not accept my A. And even when I did it like a lower didn't do it capitalized, it was like, no, that's not it. It's like, it's mistaken it for a C instead. I'm like, how do you want me to put this A? It's like trying different styles of A, and it drove me nuts. But I got there in the end. But it was a case of like, oh, I know where this story is going. I know what's happening in this. I know what's going on here. And then it kind of quite wasn't like that, and instead it just ended up being like, huh? But this makes no sense now. This makes zero sense what's going on. But it was still nice, but yeah. Also, there was a point where this old man collapses, and you see him collapse, and it's like, you know, you go to the door, so you think, oh yeah, you're going to leave the flat, and you're going to go across the road, and you're going to help him or something, and it's like, you can't leave the flat. It's like, okay, oh, you can't leave the flat, okay, call an ambulance. No, don't go paint something now. Don't go paint something now, call the ambulance. So it was just like, no, that didn't happen. Instead, you painted something. It's like, that's not going to help him. Oh, so yeah, there was just some things that were just really frustrating, and it was supposed to be like a relaxing thing. And yes, there is that, and it's very beautifully done and everything, but yeah, no, there's something that doesn't quite click right with it.
There was a scene in a sitcom where like someone is in trouble and it's like, I shall seek help with interpretive dance. Like that just seems like it's like, oh, they're dying. I shall seek help with interpretive.
Yeah. Oh my god, absolutely. But you know, it's beautifully done. It's a very beautiful game. It's just the stories are just what? It's just a bit what. The next one I played for about 40 minutes was Toem, Toem.
Toem. Oh, there we go.
Oh, this is such a great game. I only started it, but this is so great. This is the kind of game that I'm going to play when I need a break from Final Fantasy XIV. There's just so many amazing little things. So let me set the scene. So you're this kid. You're going on a journey. You're going on an adventure that I think your grandma went on, and you have to do like, and basically you've got to do like little quests for people. So you get like a stamp in your book. When you have enough stamps, you can take the bus for free onto the next area. And it's like all these little quests involve you, like perhaps taking some pictures, and it's just, some of them are just so strange and weird and wonderful. So one is you have to take a picture of the hotel. This hotel, it's so massive though that you're gonna have to like go to like a different like area and take it from like a viewing point, and that leads you to there's like a bin that you pass, and you look in the bin, and there's this spy. Right, we need you to find this guy for me. If you spot this guy, you need to take a picture of him for us. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. And then you got to get to the the viewing point, and there are these logs in the way, and then these creatures that say, oh, you want to get to the next area? Okay, yeah, sure, I can help you if you find my brothers, because they're stronger than me, and they're quite shy, so all you have to do is view your camera at them, and they'll start getting nervous, and you can ask them to go and meet me here, and we'll move the log for you. So you'll just like zoom in on these these creatures, and they're like oh, they start sweating and they say, what are you doing? Why are you staring at me? And so, oh yeah, I need help with moving this log. It's like, oh yeah, I'll go do that then. So yeah, it's all these like really weird little quests and everything, and there are these loads of little secrets, and it's just fantastic. It's like this fantastic sort of like non-violent adventure game, and I love it. So yeah, it's so cool. But yeah, that's what I've been playing these last this last week.
Oh wow. Well, let me see. So I am still on my journey to play more 2021 games, and starting with that, I played Creatures of Ether. So this is by Dan Fornes, who made Champions of Ether? No, wait, what is it? Creatures of Ether is a spin-off of... Oh, what's that? What's his main game? I have to go look at him, because I forgot. Rivals of Ether, that's right. So he created Rivals of Ether. So Creatures of Ether is an online free-to-play game that he made, and it's basically Triple Triad. So it's a Triple Triad with his own set of special twists on it, additional mechanics, that kind of thing. And I have to say, it was quite a good Triple Triad type experience. There's this whole collectathon system where you're collecting all the different creatures. Each of them are different like balances, and there's just so many mechanics. But it's kind of gradually introducing me to it. You can do dungeon runs. It's just good old simple fun. Definitely recommend. Especially since it's free. It is monetized, so if you care about like winning Triple Triad battles and like getting there's definitely some like chests and buying powerful cards and all that stuff. There is definitely that aspect, but mostly I've not done any PvP. I've just been doing the PvE stuff, and that's all quite fun. So yeah, that's Creatures of Ether. And because it's on sale, I did end up buying Dead Cells.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one.
Yes, it was 40% off. I decided, let me get some gameplay. There we go. It was 40% off, and so it's like, well, you know, I don't know when it's going to be on sale this much again. So I went ahead and got it. And I got the full bundle because the full bundle was like 50% off. So I got basically 50% off on the game plus all of the DLC. And I jumped in and played it. And once again, it's an action platformer with roguelite. So it's got a lot of elements that I like. Just I'm not very good at it, and I have to practice a lot with it. But it is, despite that, it is still very fun. Well, fun for me, I should say. Like most people, they are looking for that. But me, I'm kind of notoriously bad at these types of games, but I am enjoying it. It definitely lives up to the hype. So if you are into Metroidvanias and action platformers, etc., this game is so smooth. Every time I've died, I have felt like I didn't react fast enough, or it's not a case of whereas like animation locked or something like that. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So really hoping that Motion Twin does end up making another game, because the world building is really well done as well. So, but so far they've really been focusing on just updating this game. To the credit, of course, it's one of the highest reviewed games on Steam with like 78,000 reviews.
Yeah, it's pretty good game. That's
Yeah.
what I've heard. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love watching people play this game, just because they can do things that I cannot. But yeah, and of course, thank you, Sammer, for that little news tip. I did go and look it up. We talked about, I don't think we ever talked about Myth of Empires, or, but I did notice that it were released, and I kind of looked into it, but you know, we do more indie stuff. Well, that's indie, I think, but it's just kind of it already was very successful. But yeah, it's gone off Steam. Hackers just, yep, scary thing. So hopefully they're gonna have that addressed and back up. Anyhow, onwards to, we have a catch-up list. Just a short one this week. I've got 3 games from Tuesday, August 3rd, because the releases have kind of started to pick up again. So starting with Svoboda 1945, Liberation.
Svoboda 1945 Liberation is a unique blend of adventure gameplay and full-motion video interviews with real actors. Discover the secret history of your own family in a captivating story about reconciliation with the dark past. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. So, I really liked what they were going for this concept. Mostly because you don't get a whole lot of really good games that mix real actors and real actual
like a UI and such.
Right. With drawn elements. And usually if you do, it's not the greatest, like aesthetic wise. This, on the other hand, it looks really intriguing, and it looks like you're hearing stories from maybe World War II, or maybe even further back. No, World War II, 1945, maybe thereafter too. So like the fallout of. So it's really intriguing, really interesting, and gives you a different perspective on what people thought then and how they think about it now.
Yeah, I played this at Adventure X a couple of years ago, and it is about the Second World War and sort of like the chaos of the aftermath. And it's very interesting. I have to say, obviously, like these kinds of games, it's very dry. It's very dry. So yeah, it's extremely serious. It's when I played it, it was like, oh yeah, no, that's great. It's great that there's this sort of like historic kind of document kind of thing going on, but it's like at the same time it's like, all right, I'm not having fun kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I understand. So I understand like the these kind of type of games, very good that they exist and everything, but it's like I think they're very good if they're teaching people about history and everything, and I think they'd be very good sort of as like if you're using them in school as a tool to help people learn about this part of history. So yeah, I think it does a very good job then.
So it's more like a documentary rather than a historical drama then.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't kind of dramatize it to the point where you can get absorbed into the characters and all that.
Yeah, it's like because they're kind of interviews and you feel like they're very sort of like dry interviews sort of thing, rather than like everything's like really dramatic or something. At least the part that I played anyway. I mean, it might be different actually playing through the whole thing. So yeah, but it's £11.99, which isn't too bad at all, really. It is looking like about 3 hours or just under 3 hours. And it's standing at altogether very positive at 96%, with 64 user reviews. More recently, 100% positive with 11 user reviews.
Yep, and it's $15.99 USD. Our next catch-up game is The Ramp.
A digital toy for skateboard-loving people. Pure flow, no extra fluff.
So this one, The Ramp, from what I understand, this is more of a toy rather than a straight-up game. There's not much in the way of objectives or achievements, if I understand correctly. Let me see. Oh, there are some achievements, but for the most part, it's just kind of, you just jump in and like those finger skateboards. It's kind of like that. You're just kind of seeing what you can do on these different courses, and you just see what you can do with the physics engine. So yeah, and as a toy, it's only about what, $5.99, which is pretty good price for something that you can possibly, depending on how much you enjoy this stuff, you could end up getting many hours out of it. So
yeah, it's like aesthetically, it looks very clean. It looks really nice. It's only £4.79, and it's standing at overwhelmingly positive at 97% with 700, nearly 800 user reviews, and more recently 99% positive with 130 user reviews.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, this game just it's too simple, and I could see myself getting bored real quickly. But I'm the type of person that I need constant stimulation with my games, and just riding around with nothing to look at or nothing to do is just kind of boring for me.
Yeah. This I don't think I would necessarily be into this. It's, from what I've heard it described as, it's kind of like an isometric third-person Skate, like a Skate 2 or Skate 1 game, but just very clean looking, and you just kind of fiddle around with it when you want to. So
yeah, it says it's got no unlockable stuff, no score, no missions, no guns, explosions, and helicopters, but tons of flow, satisfying and unique skateboarding gameplay, easy to learn, hard to master. So yeah, I understand what you mean, Kitty. It's like, I need objectives to hit. And if possible,
I need a goal. I need a focus.
Yeah, exactly. So I completely understand. Completely. But yeah, £4.79. Not bad.
All right, and our final catch-up game for this week is Here Comes Nico by Frog Vibes.
Here Comes Nico is a crazy 3D platformer for tired people. You play as Nico, travelling across scenic islands, make new friends, catch fish, solve puzzles, snag bugs, and more. Oh, did I mention your boss is a frog?
A very cute frog, by the way.
Yeah, it's
so adorable.
Very cute. I just wonder what they kind of meant by, like, for tired people. And it's like, wait, is this supposed to lull you to sleep?
I think this is a game that, instead of lulling you to sleep, is maybe supposed to get you out of your own head, give you just you're tired of everything around you, so this is kind of an escape game.
Oh, okay. That might be what they mean.
I think that might be by what they meant. But I wouldn't be able to know until I've tried it. But it seems like I'm getting a very cutesy vibe off of it, and there looks like there are many different things to do as well. So you get a variety as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, this is so cute. Would be the kind of game I want to play, but it says it's got like platforming in it, and then I'm just like, oh no, I'm just not no good at platforming. But it has so many other things in it, so it's like,
The platforming seems to be a small part of it, with all of the other things that you can do in the game. So I think, because as somebody who's also not very good at platforming, I think I think it could still be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And the platforming that is in it kind of seems like it might be simple enough that try it a couple of times, you get it, instead of trying it a whole bunch of times, getting frustrated and not playing the game anymore.
Yeah.
It looks so delightful. Oh my goodness. It is £19.49. I hope that it's quite a long game for that price. I'm seeing anything from like 4 to 8 hours, so maybe. It is standing at 91% positive with 459 user reviews altogether, and more recently standing at 95% positive with 60 user reviews.
I wonder if this is at all like a short hike. I don't think so, but I am for some reason getting a short hike vibes. Just kind of just run around, and you can kind of explore the world, because even now, I played a short hike for like 3 hours, I think. But I still kind of think about like, oh, you know what? I wonder what was over on that island that I never went to. So it does seem to be quite a kind of open-ended, adventurous game.
Yeah, it's like a lot of exploration, a lot of secrets that you can hopefully uncover, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, I'd forgotten that this one came out, so I added it to my wish list. I'll have to check it out sometime. But I think I agree with you. $24.99. Probably gonna wait for a sale.
Yeah. It might be a better game to pick up when it's on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Onwards to this week's releases. So this week we dug through the release list so that you don't have to, and found some gems, starting with Buried Stars.
Buried Stars is an adventure game that takes place at a college site of a live audition show. The trapped survivors communicate with each other and through social media while waiting for the rescue team's arrival. But an unexpected turn of events splits them apart and drives them into because I hate when they do that. And where is it? No.
Do they ever continue it anywhere? They don't.
No, they don't.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But
Sorry, Karen.
I was gonna say, but from what I've seen in the trailers and stuff, I kind of get a Danganronpa feel from it.
Yeah.
So, but without being able to find out more as far as like a small paragraph about seeing as how it was cut off, it's like you really can't get much more with it unless you actually play the game. So it's kind of hard to give a good, really first impression if you don't know what's going on or what the game is supposed to be about. I mean, other than the fact that a bunch of stars are buried in a studio and they have to maybe work together to find a way out? ?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like a murder spree inside the collapsed site of a survival audition. The building suddenly collapses during a live show of an ordinary survival audition show, and while trapped inside, the contestants and staffs are faced with a fatal incident. Who is the culprit, and why and how did the attacker pull off this act?
Oh, so it's a murder mystery.
Yeah. So murder mystery and sort of survival thing as well. So yeah, it's like interesting mix, I think. Part of me like really likes this kind of thing, but part of me was be like, no, I would just totally get it wrong each time, and I'd probably most people would like end up dying or something.
Your history of bad ends will haunt you, probably.
Yeah, true. Oh my god.
But just think, after you get all of the bad ends, the only thing you can get left is the good ends.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It'd be like 40 hours into the game. Oh my god. Well, it's 15% off right now for the next 21 hours, and it's 26.34. It's standing at 92% positive with 175 user reviews.
I do appreciate the Korean anime aesthetic or the manhwa aesthetic. It's slightly different. It just stands out a bit behind all the kind of anime art, visual novels. It does stand out a bit. The price is like $33, but I'm looking at the times. This does seem to be a decently long visual novel. So it does seem to be.
And if there are multiple endings, that means it's got replay value as well.
Yeah.
So it does look like at least one person took 40 hours to get the good end.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that is Buried Stars by Line Games Corporation. But yeah, $33.99. It's 15% off until for the next 21 hours. All right. And that is from Tuesday, November 30th Monday, November 29th, on to Tuesday, November 30th. World's End Club.
12 kids, a 1,200 kilometer journey, a new type of action adventure game that fuses a thrilling story with 2D side-scrolling action.
So, yeah.
So it says game features simple controls, a fusion of 2D scrolling puzzle action game and story adventure game. Key player choices alter the course of the adventure throughout the branching story. 12 unique and interesting characters, famous locations all over Japan. The story unfolds in unexpected ways.
This is kind of one. This is another one that gave me a Danganronpa feel, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. As far as back to back to back, it's this one seems like on the cutesy side, I don't know. It's one of those that I'd probably have to play to get more feeling for it. But it does seem like it could be an interesting play. Yeah,
it does seem to fit in that, like, oh, let's make a game where we kill off all the children. There's a lot of Japanese and Korean games that seem to do that.
Flies? Come on now.
Yeah.
And it's like the scene. I feel like there's a direct correlation with how cute the art is and how dark the story gets.
Yeah.
Because they seem to like doing that lately. But it does. I love the style. It kind of reminds me of Digimon, like the old anime Digimon. It's got kind of a similar rounded aesthetic to it. So visually it looks great. They have a decent blending of 3D and 2D art. It looks like it might be kind of fun. It's a puzzle game, but it also has action. So this might appeal to some of the point-and-click players, but then there is also the action gameplay. So I guess that's going to depend on what audience it's going to pick up. But yeah. So
it's the same. I like the art style. Interesting concept. I'm not sure it's for me though. But yeah, it's standing at 76% positive with 38 user reviews. There is a demo if you're curious, so you can try before you buy. And it's 30% off right now for the next 45 hours. It's £16.65.
Yep. And yeah, that is... it is 30% off. That's $20.99 USD. Next on our Tuesday releases is Wednesday Basketball. I'm pretty sure it was Wednesday in the country where it released, but it was Tuesday here.
Yeah.
Live a year in a small town basketball association. Follow the stories of Fanny, Alex, Remy, Ajiba, Laura, Odile, Benjamin, Amir, Karim, and Meng as the season passes by. Some will join, some will leave, relax and play some basketball. You don't need to name all your characters.
Yeah. That was kind of unnecessary.
Just name one or two and then say "and friends."
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. To join the stories of Annie, Alex, and others.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I apologize. I have a cat who demands.
Well, it hasn't shown us its butthole yet, so as cats are wont to do with any camera.
So when I saw this game, I was like, oh no, this is quite interesting. I like that it's got this kind of interesting narrative, but it's also you're playing a bit of turn-based basketball as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love the look of it. This sort of like it's kind of pastel colors, and yeah, just I'm just hoping that the writing is better than the blurb.
Yeah.
Yeah. But aside from that, it really seems like it's kind of a chill top-down basketball sim.
Yeah.
but not like a professional basketball sim. So it's kind of like schoolyard basketball.
Yeah. It seems nice. It says Wednesday Basketball is a tactical basketball narrative game. Every week, a group of people of all ages and origins decide to gather to play basketball. Every week, stories unfold and games are played. In this basketball club, no one is a loser. Everybody is welcome to score some hoops and have some fun. But as fun as last year goes by, some friendships will grow and some will break. Who will stay, who will leave, and what will happen to the club? Let's find out.
Interesting. Okay.
So this is Wednesday Basketball. It's interesting. It seemed like a nice little narrative. It's £6.19, and it's currently no user reviews. So yeah, I'm quite curious about this, and also curious about how long it is as well.
Yeah, it's $8.99 USD, but yeah, hopefully it's got enough story to keep you going through it. But yeah.
Oh, the developer has answered that in the discussion. Someone's asked, and they said on average about 4 to 5 hours.
Okay, which isn't too bad. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, on to our next game, Fight Night. Of course, with Night with a K.
Okay, sorry. Fight Night is a first-person dungeon brawler. Grid-based dungeon crawling meets action-packed real-time enemy encounters. Fight your way through puzzlers and enemies to save those trapped in the tower's eternal night. Will you master the tower and those who wait within?
So, when I saw this, I said to myself, "It's Doom!
Yes.
Your fists!"
Oh, God. One of the dungeons look horrific though, like just terrible to look at. The green one with all the leaves, it's like, oh god, no, I couldn't stare at that very long.
Yeah, mileage may vary with the graphics, but I feel like Godless Weeb kept showing me like development work art of this actually. So don't think Godless Weeb is here right now, but I do believe he's been tracking this game, so I'll have to let him know that it came out.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, this looks quite neat. It also has like that sort of Legend of Grimrock feel a bit, but of course that's also based on old, more grid type games.
I mean, Doom was very successful for a very good reason, and I feel if this is kind of the same play style along that, this is going to be a really big hit.
Yeah, aside from some of the crunchy bits, the way it looks, I feel like this could be very fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's standing at 94% positive with 239 user reviews, and it's 10% off right now for the next 45 hours. It's £13.94.
Yep, $17.99 USD, and yeah, it's just you just climb the tower. Very classic.
Yeah. It's a unique presentation, retro game inspired visuals that manage to look unlike any retro game. 5+ zones. Each zone is comprised of multiple floors or of puzzle-filled dungeon exploration. Each zone of the tower has its own unique setting, layout, NPCs, puzzle elements, and enemies. Handcrafted levels, thoughtfully handcrafted levels, full of puzzles that are designed to take Fight Night's unique punching capabilities into account. Robust combat, compelling real-time positional combat system involving all manner of fist-based warfare, punch, dodge, push, counter, punch, block, and punch your way to victory. Choose your style, equipped Fight Night with energy-burning super moves called specialties, consumable items, and a variety of gauntlets, all with various situational advantages and attributes. Give Fight Night what you think gives you the edge. Challenging foes, enemies work together in unique combinations to ensure your demise. Not only does each enemy have their own quirks and quick patterns, enemy skills are designed to play off each other. Fight Night will have to learn how to deal with enemies both individually and in a large group, and finally meet and beat an enjoyable cast of characters to meet and punch along the way.
Wow. All right, but yeah, it looks really fun. It's $17.99 USD right now with that 10% discount, and yeah, I'm actually decently curious about this one.
I've got a couple of friends that are totally into this type of game. I'm going to send this their way, and see what they think about it.
I do feel that this type of game is going to live and die based on how nice the soundtrack is as well. So I really do hope that the soundtrack it has a lot of variety to it, or it just has a few catchy songs that are just like they can just like not bob your head to while you're playing.
You would really be surprised how a soundtrack can make or break a game.
Yeah. Alrighty, on to The Wanderer. Oh wait, that's right. This one you cannot search, so let me find it.
Yeah, the thing is that there are quite a few that are either just called Wanderer, or there's another game called The Wanderer as well. So it's like, devs, be careful what you're naming your game. Check
Seriously. Because I'm looking at it now, and I'm looking at the one you've pulled up, and I'm looking at the one that I've reviewed, and they're two completely different games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, The Wanderer, this is a thing that you do have to do research on what games are already out there, because it can be really hard to search games on Steam. Because you're competing with, I think the last count was 55,000 games on Steam so far.
And climbing.
And climbing every day.
The Wanderer is an immersive, narrative-driven game with a focus on atmosphere. You play as a little robot wandering through the end of the world. Will you too fade into memory? Only you can uncover the secrets long kept hidden and take control of fate. Enjoy The Wanderer. And it's a free-to-play game.
Yeah, it is. So I wonder, Seiruzan is the developer. They have a soundtrack that you can buy. I'm kind of wondering. Excuse me. Is this It doesn't seem to be a student game. I think this might just be a kind of a first game. Just a first game attempt. So, yeah. It's got a unique style to it, I guess.
It seems a little on the... It seems kind of like a bright dinginess.
Yeah.
As far as the color palette goes. Again, unfortunately, I got the wrong game when I was first looking. So...
Well, that's why
it seems interesting. It seems interesting. It does. But unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to get a good enough look to give a proper assessment, in my opinion. Which is kind of sad, considering, I looked at the wrong game, because there are so many games that are named the same.
Yeah, it is. It looks interesting. It looks like, it has its own art style and everything like that, and it looks very also quite strange as well. It seems like a trip, but yeah, I'm hoping that it doesn't. The story is coherent enough that you get the player gets understanding from it as well. And I see there's like some choices that you have to do in the game. I hope those choices are their actual choices, not I'll just click on anything and it's like it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I'm curious about that. I'm seeing it looks like it's a 20-minute game, so yeah, it's good that it's free.
Yep. Okay, on to our first December game, Wednesday, December 1st, Propnight.
Sorry, hold on a minute. Propnight. Join a thrilling party in Propnight, a multiplayer physics-based prop hunt mixed with classic horror survival.
So this is kind of taking just one of those mods. I think the prop hunt was originally a orange box mod for I forget which game in Orange Box it was, but it was a Valve game originally. And of course, they've done prop hunt mods for like
Gary's mod.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5, and oh yeah, Gary's mod, yeah. That's what I was thinking of. And so yeah, it's cool that there's now this genre is getting its own like packaged releases. And I have to say the graphics on this looks fantastic. It's got a really cool look to it.
As far as gameplay and stylization goes, it reminds me a lot of Dead by Daylight. With a few interesting quirks, you know, you're not just running and fixing things. You're actually disguising yourself as well to outsmart the hunter. And you can play as both a hunter or hunted. So, I think if this has enough of its own uniqueness, it won't get buried underneath other games such as Dead by Daylight. And this has a potential to get its own following. It seems like it could be a lot of fun.
Well, I think it's already got a bit of its own following with 1,200 reviews. But yeah, it's 75% positive, which is good to see. And they are constantly, it looks like they plan to really update the game. Because they've been adding language packs, they've been I think they're hinting at new characters. So very, very cool. So I think they are planning this to be a kind of a long-term supported product.
Yeah, I really like the character models for this, and it's in one of those genres that I kind of like. It's not for me because it's like I'm not someone who likes playing sort of like the same maps over and over again. But I do understand a lot of people like Dead by Daylight and things like that. But yeah, there's over 1,000 user reviews. So yeah, it's definitely like picking up traction. It is £15.49. So I hope there are enough maps and enough monsters that you can play.
Yeah, it's $19.99 USD. I don't know what the ideal like group size to play this. As always, I'm like, okay, so yeah, sell it at $20, but also maybe have a discounted multi-pack for sale as well. Yeah. Whenever you have an online game like this, just sell it in a package that's basically perfect for a group of people to, sign up and play. That's easy marketing. It's an easy way to sell more keys.
Especially if it's only a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or have a system where like only one person needs to own it and everyone can host in still, that sort of stuff. But yeah. Onwards to our second December game, which is Twin Mirror.
Play the demo now. The small town of Basswood will be changed forever by ex-investigative journalist Sam Higgs in this thrilling narrative experience from award-winning studio Dontnod. Will you find the truth no matter the cost?
Now, this isn't really indie because this is actually developed by the folks that do Life is Strange, I believe. Mm-hmm. This is not published by Square Enix. This is kind of their own game. So we just wanted to bring it up. But yeah, it's right now it's 50% off, which is a pretty steep discount for launch day. But yeah, it's $14.99.
Yeah, and as I said, there's a free demo, and it is standing at 79% positive, but there's only 24 user reviews, so I'm surprised it's not gotten more traction.
My expectations are very high.
You'll have to forgive me. The cat is very distracting. I do apologize. So when I was looking at this one in particular, it seemed like kind of a one of those games where you finish it, you sit back, and you have a think about what this game is trying to make you think about. Mm-hmm. Because this definitely seems like a very thought-driven game.
Yeah, and sometimes, particularly this studio, they can sometimes really hit or miss. What hit or miss that chord? Because I know a lot of people who've like played so Godless Weep, for example. He kind of plays the Life is Strange because the gameplay. He likes the gameplay, and sometimes there's certain characters that he'll end up liking, but then it's just like. Sometimes it's just like, no, this annoys me so much. So it's just kind of in that like awkward spot where like he's gonna buy every game and play it, but he's kind of hate playing it at the same time. So yeah. I guess this is another one to throw his way. So, and I'm curious because it seems to be like exploring your memories because they always have some sort of. It's set in the modern world, but it has some sort of. Something's off about the world, like there's some sort of sci-fi or fantasy element to it. So yeah, I'm kind of curious. Also, it seems to be set in the Pacific Northwest. If I feel like it's the Pacific Northwest, I don't know. I saw chainsaw art, so I'm just like, that's Pacific Northwest. That has to be. Oh no, it's West Virginia. It's West Virginia. Never mind. There goes my guess.
In the chat says Twin Mirror is good but not great.
Good but not great. Okay, well that means it's right up Godless Weep. So, but yeah, hopefully we'll have those story moments that you kind of that stick with you though, and that is one place where these guys are good at is they're good at making moments that you end up remembering. Whether you liked the game as a whole package or not, there's always those moments that's like, yep, I remember that scene. So yeah, that's Twin Mirror by Dontnod.
And it's 50% off to the 15th of December at $10.99.
Hey, it's to Thursday, December 2nd. Rubber Bandits.
Rubber Bandits is a criminally fun multiplayer party game for up to 4 players. With 3 action-packed game modes, players steal, brawl, and dash to the finish line with the most loot to win.
So this has sort of an interesting. Let me get to some gameplay beside the trailer. There we go. All right. So this has an interesting sort of where you're working together, sort of, to steal stuff. Like there are certain situations where everyone's screwed, and so you have to help each other a little bit. But then it is a competition for who gets out first, and if you can arrange it so that you get away and everyone else gets caught, then that's excellent. So it's just I like it how even if you play the game nice with each other, there's still a challenge involved. So there's just it's a good format to kind of have multiple ways to play.
I like the way it looks. The gameplay looks a lot of fun. But once again, it doesn't have like it's a you can play like up to 4 people, but again you don't have like a 4-player pack or something, which it would only help your game if you had that.
Yeah, because then you could buy it and you could give it to 3 friends and go, haha, I bought a game. Now you have to play with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just triple the base price, but give 4 keys, and voila. Like, it's something that there's going to be people who will buy that. So, it just annoys me because I know they're leaving money on the shelf. Like, why are you doing this?
They really are. Yeah. And if you can get like 3 other friends to play and you get a few friends to watch, you'd be intriguing others to buy it and want to play it with you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really so it's games like these, you're really kind of hurting yourself by not having some sort of package deal with it.
Mm. Let me see it.
It's a shame. It does look fun, and it's like, yeah, it is something you'd want to play with your friends. Mm-hmm. It is standing at mostly positive at 79% with 148 user reviews, and it's 10% off right now to the 9th of December at £13.94.
So with their full release, they came out with 25 new levels. So that's beyond what they had in early access. They added 25 additional levels. So that's quite hefty. I feel like that's kind of competing with Fall Guys.
Yeah.
There's a lot of level variety in this game. And they did also add a solo play mode, so there is kind of some solo content you can play through as well. But yeah,
which helps. It helps a little bit, but it would be more if you had some sort of package for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. So yeah, that is this is Rubber Bandits by Flashbulb, and I think they also made Trailmakers. Oh, these are the developers of Trailmakers. So Trailmakers is kind of a pseudo Lego vehicle game where you put together vehicles with Legos, sort of, and just, drive them across a wilderness. So, and I think there's a bunch of gameplay elements. So that's really cool that, because this developer's been supporting Trailmakers for so long. It's cool that they now have a second game, and they've proven themselves to be capable of supporting games. All right. On to Castle on the Coast.
A hand-drawn retro 3D collectathon. Parkour through a magic castle as George the Giraffe. String together sweet moves to explore crystal caverns, stone-laden hills, and trippy alternate dimensions. It looks kind of cute. Mm-hmm. It looks kind of cute.
It's lovely, and I want to try it, but I'm not quite. And I suck at platformers, and this is one of those that's going to be platformer heavy. And as much as I want to love it and just want to get it, platforms, man.
Yeah.
They make or break a game for some people.
Yeah, the only difference I have from you two is that, I'm a sucker enough to buy them. Because I'm not good at platformers, but they just look so cute, so I end up buying them. And I do generally get I feel like my money's worth. It's just I rarely actually end up finishing it. I do end up playing enough to at least get my money's worth, but man, I suck at these games, but they just keep trapping me. The aesthetic, they are definitely getting that kind of old school, but it's not like the classical old school. It's kind of that what's that? So, there's the Crash Bandicoot games, and then there's also the Tasmanian Devil, which is the budget version of Crash Bandicoot. Yeah. That's kind of what the retro they captured.
I mean, mind you, I bought Ty, and I love Ty. So that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Exactly. Yeah. This sort of this is. Oh no, we've got Mario at home. That whole meme. Yeah, but some of those games are really fun. The kind of franchises that I guess the B tier franchises. I've got some really fond memories of some of those games. So, and this one does kind of capture that feel, I think. So for those of you looking for a 3D platformer, you might want to check it out. And they are donating some of their revenue to a children's hospital. So
that's really nice. That's nice. It's free demo. It's on 10% off promotion till the 9th of December at £11.24. Unfortunately, it's only got 3 user reviews right now. So it doesn't have a score yet.
Okay. Yeah. So that is Castle on the Coast. You can pick it up for $13.49. On to Archvale.
Take up your weapon in this RPG bullet hell world and embark on a journey to right wrongs from long ago. Only you can defeat the evil forces of the Undying Guardians and reunite the world with the fabled Arkvale.
So I got a very Enter the Gungeon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of fun with Enter the Gungeon. I suck more with bullet hells than I do platformers. So I've got a few hours in Enter the Gungeon, I have a lot of fun with it, but unfortunately, as much as this game seems like a lot of fun, and I would probably have a lot of fun with it, I would probably aggravate myself more with all of the deaths that would proceed than my actual, successes, which would be far and few between.
Yeah.
This looks so great, though. You know, I really like the art style and everything. But I'm with you there. It's like I might have like fun for like an hour or something, but then I would get completely frustrated with it and just go, because I'm just not, you know, action heavy sort of person. I just like narratives and like kind of like point and click, those kind of games. But yeah, this is like RPGs, and yeah, this would, yeah, I wouldn't be very good at this.
Now, that being said, I would love to enjoy one of my friends playing this game who is good at a bullet hell, because it seems like it's got a bit of an intriguing storyline to it, and it's not just, you know, well, here's a dungeon. It's not exactly the same as the last one, so, you know, play it again.
Yeah, there seems to be more kind of story content going on here than Enter the Gungeon. So I do like it when developers do this. We're like, oh, this other game that's successful. Let's make a kind of reasonable homage to that. Not necessarily rip it off, but let's take that concept and go further with it. And they did seem to do that, because aesthetically, they actually. It is really close, but it's different enough, and it's aesthetically pleasing enough that's like, you know what, this almost looks like an expansion to Enter the Gungeon. So yeah, for those of you who finish Enter the Gungeon, I would recommend picking up this one next.
Yeah, it's £11.99, and it's standing at very positive at 87% with 223 user reviews.
Yep, and that is $14.99 USD, which is actually quite a good deal for a action RPG. So, on to Highrise Mogul.
Highrise Mogul: design, build, and manage your own skyscraper. Make floor plans, place rentable rooms, hire staff, design a beautiful garden, manage your own power grid, and much more.
Rhodey, is this one tempting you at all?
So I love like these kind of like, I have one game called, I think, Highrise, another Highrise game, which is a lot of fun, and it looks great as well. This one, I'm not sure, because it's like, I'm not sure if I like the way it, quite like the aesthetics for it. There's some bits that look really nice, but there's some bits that are just like, it's so like basic looking. It's not so interesting to look at. Yeah, if that makes sense.
They really avoided textures. They just went mostly with solid colors. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure that I'm into that. But yeah, you know, it's it might be like very, very fun to play if you're into these sorts of games. But yeah, I'm not
feeling it.
Yeah, because I was like, I wonder if you do have like set goals as well, because the other Highrise game that I have, it does have a lot of like missions on there, well, a lot of campaigns, a lot of objectives, and same with like the game that we spoke about a few weeks ago, Let's Build a Zoo. That has a lot of objectives in there, so it keeps you in the game, and it keeps you like, oh yeah, if I do this and this, and then I can reach that goal, or if I can do this and or reach that achievement. So I'm wondering if that has that with this. But saying that, it's 10% off right now till the 9th of December, £6.74, and it's standing at positive at 84% with 13 user reviews.
The developer also pushed a patch today to fix some balance issues, particularly with fire spreading, litter rate, added tooltips for staff, fixed bug in promote, so they fixed some bugs, and they added some items like ATM, newspaper stand, USB charging stations. Yeah, they've done quite an interesting thing. It is a solo developed game, so it's developed by developer Olli Arkko, to which I think that probably makes sense why the graphics are a bit more like flat if this is like a solo dev project. But and of course the UI could definitely use some work, I think, but it is serviceable. But yeah, it's neat.
I also wonder how the tutorial is, if there is a tutorial, because a lot of times these games, it would put me off if the tutorial's not that great.
Yeah. What I was looking for was whether, if there's a tutorial describing the features, or if there's anything like, let me see. But the non-linear, so there is a non-linear tutorial, makes it difficult to understand the whole point. But even that negative view, they're like, we'll repurchase in the future for more, once more structure is added. Wow. Okay. That's kind of an interesting adage, but yeah, it seems like it's a neat idea. The developer is also patching it, so hopefully they're going to continue to support it. And I just wish it luck, because it seems like it's quite a lot of work went into this. So, yep. So,
I could definitely see people going into this and losing hours.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was also looking for. Is there just like a free play mode? Because it is a simulation. There's a bunch of like objectives and money, but is there an infinite money mode kind of situation where you can just like, oh right, I'm just gonna decorate a building how I like? I feel like that's a feature that mostly simulation games should have, but I just it doesn't mention anything here, so not sure. It could have it. I don't know. Okay, on to our next game is Mechajammer.
A tactical cyberpunk turn-based RPG set in an off-world grindhouse jungle colony. Skulk through the shadows or charge in guns blazing. Recruit a unique party for large squad-based assaults as your adventure plunges you deep into the city's secrets.
So, you know what this game kind of reminds me of?
Death Trash?
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
Oh, okay.
But the original Fallout.
Oh, that too, yeah.
But with better graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Not much better graphics, but better graphics.
Yeah. So
this
ahead.
is a bit controversial pick because it is standing at 43% positive.
Yeah.
Standing at mixed.
And that's actually dropped because when I added it to the list, it was at 50%. So,
Feels bad.
I have been looking at it, and to the credit of the developer, they have actually begun to address it. A lot of it is, of course, just there's some balance issues that for gameplay it's just not fun. For example, if you, as one reviewer brought up, if you play the soldier background, you have PTSD. And the numbers on your PTSD were a little, because it has an effect where basically you may just like shut down during combat, basically. And you're just like, nope, I gotta get out. And the chance of that happening was too high. And it just made the game almost impossible to progress. So that is some of the balance stuff they're doing. They're addressing some balance complaints. They're addressing some graphical and like hard lock issues. Yeah, so there's quite a few issues. I can understand that because this does seem to be a very ambitious game with a lot of moving parts. But yeah, that it's difficult for a small team to test. I would have probably recommended. I don't think they did. I would have probably recommended them to go into the early access first.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like, I know that, you know, a lot of it's not desirable to have games like in early access because you don't know how the games change and everything. And it's like, and if you purchase it, it's like, am I purchasing it now? Is it going to have the same sort of feel by the time it's finished? But for a lot of like these small studios, it's like, it's the only way they can sort of like test out the game really, because they don't have the budget to get like a lot of QA testers in, unfortunately. But you know, I really hope the best for them. I really hope that, you know, they fix all these issues and maybe do a bit more of a discount, I think, and that will help more people come along to try out this game, or even have a demo as well.
Yeah, demo helps.
Yeah, because they did release this at like $24, and they have a previous game, Serpent of the Staglands, that they released back in 2015. That is also mixed, but at 61%. So what I see here is a team that's very ambitious. They do really ambitious games with a particular style. They really love RPGs, but RPGs are very, very hard. And I am excited to see it. I am glad that they straight up apologized for the experience. It's like, this is not the release we would have wanted, and we're very sorry for all any negative experiences you've had. And, you know, they've listed out their plan to address it. So good on them that. I look forward to seeing them patch it and update it. It is on my wish list, though, because I do want to keep an eye on this game, and should the fixes come in, I may pick it up. So it's got this cool environment going on.
Yeah, it's 10% off right now to the 9th of December at $17.99.
Ooh, oh yeah, Uncharted 4 was added to Steam. I love the Uncharted series. Sadly, they do need to get 1 to 3. I think they will eventually. But yeah. Well, wait, Friday, December 3rd, we have Heim.
Heim
is an indie puzzle adventure game inspired by Norse mythology. Delve into this story-driven adventure, solve varied, unique puzzles along the way, and explore the secrets of the 9 realms. Use platforming mechanics, Asher's runic abilities, and Album's flute to make your way through the world.
Oof.
So, for me, I am kind of in love with this game. Not so much the look of it as the idea behind it. I'm huge fan of mythos, especially of Greek and Norse mythos.
Mythology?
Or Greco-Roman, yeah. Mythos, mythology, about the same. So for this, I could see myself getting into it, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the aesthetics. I am really not feeling it. It kind of almost seems too bulky.
Oh, that
design.
Just oh my god, no.
Yeah. So it's like, if the story and the gameplay is good enough, I could probably get past the aesthetic, but at the moment I'm kind of on the fence. I want to love it, but the artwork is really throwing me for a loop.
Yeah. The lighting and glow effects are also very amateur. Which hurts. It is my pet peeve about glow. And so I do tend to be really hard on delves that use it. And it really detracts from the game that otherwise just get rid of the glow and the aesthetic improves significantly. Just adjust that glow effect, because some of the color theory is really off, but I think there's shots where it's like, oh, that looks really nice. So I definitely hope it gets further development. It is solo developed, so it was one person who developed this, Tom Ryckeboer. So, but don't feel too bad. But it is one dev, and it is very impressive for a single dev to have produced this. Yeah,
and there's a free demo, so if you're curious about it, you can try it out. It is $16.99 though. So yeah, I feel like that is a lot of money to put down for this kind of thing. I feel there's unfortunately no user reviews, so we it hasn't got a score.
Just had to put that new Titan Quest DLC on my wish list because I do like Titan Quest.
I already did that before, and this new expansion looks really good.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm glad that Heim has a free demo, so do check it out. Now, just arachnophobia alert. The next game is ARAIGNEES.
Atmospheric first-person horror adventure. Follow the feverish dream of an industrial worker's plunged into a nightmare after a small spider bite.
Ooh. So a spider bite gives you nightmares about spiders. Ooh.
Yeah, all sorts of different shapes and sizes of spiders. You have to run from them. You have to hide from them. This is definitely not a game for arachnophobes. That being said, I love spiders. They're absolutely adorable and cute. And if you stay away, if you don't bother them, they usually don't bother you. So, a game about a horror with spiders, I could have fun with it. I won't be traumatized.
Yeah. It's got kind of, it looks almost like it was built in a Minecraft engine, which I find, which I don't necessarily find as a bad thing. It has that, it's got that kind of aesthetic that's a bit neat. They've been sort of creative with their limitations. So yeah, I am actually really curious how this plays. So, but it's, let me see, pixel graphics, adventure, exploration, puzzle. Does that mean this is kind of more of a, walking simulator? I thought so. So it is a bit more of a walking simulator with probably some jump scares. Oh, and there's some puzzle elements too.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, try to stay awake through this nightmare to understand what's happening.
Short with 1 to 2 hours of gameplay, which it's $5.99, so it's kind of in that lower price zone where if it's just a couple hours, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's £4.79, and there's currently only 2 user reviews. Yeah, it I don't know. It's kind of like it's not for me. I do like those kind of shorter games, but it's not something that really grabs me. Fortunately, I don't know if it's just the way it looks, or I don't know. There's just something about it. It's just not drawing me in.
Yep. Well, it's developed by wannaodin, which it's their first developed game on Steam. So congratulations. On to our penultimate game, Carrot.
20 minutes long. Point and click your way through a short story which involves a magnifying glass, strawberries, flowers, unicorns, and a carrot.
So, we've had this discussion before about price and length. It seems like a very cute game. It seems like a really interesting game, but $5 to $6 for a 20-minute game, I'm not having it.
Yeah. It's like $3.59, and I feel like if it was a quid or something, or like $1.50, I'm like, yeah, all right, okay, here you go. I can see you put like a lot of work into the artwork and everything like that. Yeah, I'll take a punt. But yeah, it's like, no, that's like full price. It's nearly £4. It's like no.
Unfortunately, I can see this as, and we've seen this problem before, devs just absolutely getting hammered by people buying the game, playing 20 minutes, and then refunding it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And them losing that money over it, and then them going to themselves, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks. And putting into it that, it is a 20-minute game. This is what you're getting. It's a good idea to let people know that it's going to be a very short game, but unfortunately the price tag is not going to really be what you're wanting for a 20-minute game.
Yeah, I'm just glad they didn't. I am also glad that they didn't go like $10 or something, but still $5 is too steep for 20 minutes. It really is. If it was an hour, sure, but I might consider it. But yeah, it's just too small.
But it is incredibly adorable though.
It is.
I really do like the artwork. and I think if it was priced appropriately, it might even be something that I pick up. I'll put it on my wish list. So when, if there is like a heavy discount, and it is like maybe just over £1 or something, I'd probably pick it up.
Yeah. If I do hope it, because it feels like when it's that short, it feels like it's a demo for something that should be much longer. So yeah, but it's super pretty. Some fantastic artwork went into this. It looks all hand painted. And I think it's probably oil paints, but it just looks so
like
nice.
Yeah.
Or at least they're using a program that makes it look like oil paints. So yeah.
It looks absolutely beautiful. And if it was a longer game, the price tag would probably be appropriate. But for $20, I can see a lot of people struggling to pay that. Or for 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes for $5. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
20 minutes. Yeah.
Onwards to our final game, The Captain.
In this retro-inspired adventure game, you will have to race back home across the galaxy, collect new friends on your journey, make new enemies. You won't be able to save everyone. Who will you leave behind? Which civilizations will you save or destroy along the way?
Ooh. So this kind of reminds me a little bit of Starbound.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's going to have a lot of replay value to it as well. Because it seems like your choices of who you take, who you decide to leave behind, who you decide to save, who you decide to not save, will have different twists for the story. At least that's what I'm hoping. The pixel art is quaint, while it's simple. The details that they do add really pull you into the characters and their designs and stuff. So this seems like an interesting game, and with multiple endings and multiple ways to play, it seems like it'll be a pretty interesting game.
Yeah,
I really do like the art style of this. It does remind me of those kind of like 90s point and click games. There are some like really nice like screenshots that they have here where the lighting is like really interesting and the backgrounds are really nice and detailed. It looks really nice. There are some things that obviously appeal to me the gameplay wise. I'm worried about like, because there's multiple choices, multiple endings, that I would just like I would play through one and get the bad ending, and then I'll have to play through however long this takes to try and get the good ending or something, or goodish ending. It's like, yeah.
And the endings seem to vary a lot, where like one ending the captain's like married with a couple of kids, another ending he's just looking at the apocalyptic world by himself. So they really seem to have quite a variety of how it could end up. I'm seeing times probably like upwards to 14 hours, or probably more conservatively 10 hours. It's $19.99 at the regular price.
Yeah, £15.49. There's currently no discount, fortunately, and it's got 9 user reviews currently.
This was clearly developed by a real Star Trek fan too, so that's also really appealing.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like Starfleet, they're not allowed to interfere with like civilization sort of things to help them. But it's like, are you going to make a decision to help this civilization, or are you just going to let them die?
Right, yeah. So that is The Captain and our final game this week. So, before we move on, we have just a little question. What was the very best of the week? So, folks, just let us know what release you thought was the most interesting this week. But, Happy Kitty, do you have your favorites figured out?
I do. I've got my top 3. At very bottom of my top 3, we have Propnight. I enjoyed Dead by Daylight. And this adds a new elemental twist to it for me, who's kind of grown bored and I don't play all the time. And Dead by Daylight has a competitiveness to it, so I kind of get lost in that. And this seems more along the chill aspect of it, so I could see myself enjoying this game. I really could. On my number 2 would be Heim. Simply because I'm a huge fan of puzzles, especially unique puzzles that really make you think, and mythos. I love mythology, so this is right up my alley. And for my number 1, I would have to give it to Fight Night. Deal with this! How could you possibly go wrong with that?
I do like how there's a scene where he gets a sword and he just breaks it.
Yeah,
going like with this.
Sword! I don't need no stinking sword!
So he's just a very angry knight. I like that. It's just great.
But yeah, that would be my top 3, and those are the games that I would put on my wish list and keep an eye out for.
All right, what about you, Rhodey?
So, I think one from the catch-up list would be Here Comes Nico. That just was super cute. It was like, oh my god, yes, I'm there. Other than the platforming aspects to it, this is just like everything else was just like super adorable, and I want to play it. The other one, I mean, this week's releases, there's been like there's not been too many that I really wanted to like play. I think an interesting one I thought was Wednesday Basketball. The only reservations I have is like if they're not very good at writing a blurb, but they only good at writing the actual game, the story for the game. But you know, it seems very interesting, and it's sort of like, you know, a nice little narrative going on. And the other one, if it's priced appropriately, like in a sale or something, I think Carrot, because I like really love the way it looks, and it seems like cute and quirky, and it might have a interesting story, and the fact that it's short can be quite nice if you have like a very nice tight narrative going on. It's a nice little distraction, but yeah, again, if it's priced appropriately.
But yeah, so my top choices, I probably agree with you, Rhodey, from the catch-up list. Here Comes Nico. But of this week's releases, I have to say, maybe I have so many low-rated games on my wish list, just because like there's something about them and it's like there's something there, and that's what I'm like with Mechajammer. It's just like I think there's something there, and I really want to check it out. I really want to play it, and I'm glad that I'm not the only one. Like Shinji Max is sitting there like, yeah, I know the low rating. I'm so interested in it, and here's the thing. I've gotten some low-rated games on Steam that I just looked at and were like, oh, there's something about this game. And I must have played it after it got some updates or something. I was like, this is fantastic. Pathway is one of those games. Like, Pathway was an RPG I picked up recently. And it just turned out, it was basically Shining Force, but in the 1940s, and it's like an Indiana Jones adventure, and it launched very poorly. There was a lot of mechanical issues, a lot of bugs, but it's been fixed, and that's something you got to remember. Like, games aren't a static medium; they can get fixed, and it's just if you're looking at it, like maybe just wait. But I'm really looking forward to this. So Mechajammer is definitely my top one for this week, with maybe an honorable mention to. Man, I had a thought of what one to give an honorable mention to. Probably Archvale, which I believe that's the Gungeon, right? Yeah, Archvale's the Gungeon one. Yeah, an honorable mention this one, just because it does look super fun and really cute. So, and I'm a sucker for pixel art.
Yeah, it does look fantastic.
So yeah, those are my best of the week. So now, before we go to our like shameless plugging and goodbyes, and then the Steam key drawing that we have at the end of after every show and the post show, I do want to say that Archvale is good, Fluxer. I'm glad to hear that. I will add it to my wish list then right now. There we go. So, but before we go into that, I do want to announce next week is our Best in 2021 episode. So we've got to think about what games that released in 2021, and I mean out of early access. I kind of screwed up on this last year, but out of early access in 2021, what games do you think like are just the best of those that you've played? So we're going to have two sections. We're going to talk about what was the best game that you played, and secondly, what are the games that you most regret not playing this year, so that you really wanted to play. So 2021, and Mr. Nobody's saying that 2022 will be better. I think I do agree with you. I think 2021 was kind of a slow year for games. And I've got high hopes for 2022, honestly, in both the AAA and the indie circle. Although the indie circle did pretty good in 2021. Not the best year, but it did pretty good. I think it was really the AAA games that suffered pretty badly. Like, if you look at the Steam Award, I mean, not the Game Awards nominations, there was no game there that was just universally praised. None of those games are, like, made a huge cultural impact. Individual impacts, sure, but huge culture, no, none of them. But yeah. So with that, let's go ahead and shameless plugging. Roadie Pie, where can the internet find you?
Well, you can find me on twitch.tv/RoadiePie. I'm also on the podcast every week, but I'm hoping this week that I'll be playing some FMV goodness, or so good it's so bad it's good. Game called Village. I'm hoping to give that a go if I can tear myself away from Final Fantasy XIV. But yeah, I definitely there's a few games that I picked up this week that during the Steam sale that I want to I want to play on stream for people.
Yeah, so that awesome. And Happy Kitty, what about you? Where can the internet find you? What are you up to?
Well, you can also find me on Twitch under Happy Kitty. That's a double underscore between Happy and Kitty. If I can get into the queues, I will be playing more Final Fantasy XIV. If not, I will probably be chilling out with some coloring pixels. Why coloring pixels? Because I'm going to need something to hamper my mood while I wait through the queues.
I'm just really impressed that there's no Raubon Savage ship situation this time. Like, there's not really been any bugs that have been an issue. It's just been a bit of server stability while you're in queue. Once you're in the game, I've not had any server instability issues, but like... Yeah.
The European servers, like, we got kicked off. It got kicked off and there was a crash in on the thing, so we all had to like log back in again, and it was like, no, we're on the queue again.
For those of you playing Final Fantasy XIV, when Endwalkers actually officially opens for everybody on the 7th, everybody who plays the game will be getting a free 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
Because of some of the issues with the loggings and stuff that they've had. And this comes directly from the developers. They're giving everybody a free 7 days. So enjoy! Whether you're playing free or you've got a paid subscription, you've got a free 7 days to play. Enjoy yourself. If you can get in through the queues.
Yeah. for example, my friend, so I logged on today at 10:30 in the morning, and I had to wait 2 hours. My friend, he had to go out, he went for lunch with his family, logged in at 4 p.m, had to wait 3 hours to get in.
Yeah.
That's how bad some of the queues are. I don't know how they are in North America or wherever you may be, but those are pretty brutal. Very brutal.
So I've had anywhere between an hour to 3 hours, and that includes the error 2002s you get, which can sometimes kick you from queue and put you at a higher spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. It is.
All right. Well,
it
yeah.
stinks.
I'm probably going to be opening up Final Fantasy as well right after this, just to get myself in queue, and then probably do Christmas shopping on Amazon. So while I'm waiting, so I'll be doing that. So to those on YouTube, farewell. Thank you for joining us, and to those on Twitch, please stay on. We're going to be doing the drawing. So goodbye. Please like and subscribe, and again, thank you so much, and of course to chat, thank you for co-hosting. So,
Bye.
bye.